What's going on, everybody? With the Washington Boys here today. We're back after the full season is done. We're going to recap everything a little bit. Obviously, where we left off at a lot of wrong statements, but we have a special guest today, the rally captain, the captain of the Washington football team. Man, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's good to be here. Glad you had me, man.
Yeah, bro. So guys, if you guys don't know, Rally already has the insight of everything. He has the whole Washington gear, the Commander gear, but we're still sitting here dripped out in the Washington football team. So, man, what do you think about the Commanders, man? Let's just hop into it. What do you think about the Commanders?
Okay, well, at first I didn't like it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But then, like anything in life, man, you learn to overcome and adapt. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's growing on me. So as you can see, I'm sporting it. So obviously, if I'm sporting it, that means I gotta like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was a pretty big fan. What name would you have wanted?
Ah, man. So let me tell you, right? I really didn't care, to be honest. Since we're being totally honest,
Yeah.
once I heard that the color scheme wasn't gonna change, we could be named the Washington Pixies, man, and I still would be okay with it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
because the color scheme is the foundation, man.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The name isn't gonna get you a win.
Hmm.
I mean neither is the color scheme, but the color scheme is we're entrenched with that for all these years, the burgundy and gold, man. And
Hmm.
like I always say, burgundy and gold to the day I'm dead and cold. So that's
Yeah.
just how I feel.
Yeah. So I mean, now what? Now let me ask you this. So did you when you were there was with like I said because I think when we were just talking about it like 2 seconds ago, was there a lot of people at the stadium and all that stuff? Were there like a lot of people like yourself there? Was there just a lot? Tell me the experience of that, man. Like kind of just finding out right then and there.
All right, so real quick, as I said, I had an interview at 5:30 in the morning,
Mhm.
and at 5:30 in the morning, man, believe it or not, news crews were just out the yin yang there. As far as fans are concerned, no, because it was 5:30 in the morning. I mean, there was nothing going on until the Today Show starts at pretty much 7. So people started showing up. Fans, that is, started showing up around 6:30 ish.
Mhm.
6:30, 7, and the little snippet that you guys saw me in. Everybody's trying to clown me, saying, there's only 7 people there at the doggone unveiling. Look, they can't even have any fans. Well, there was no reason for fans to be there. Those are
Yeah.
just some diehards that showed up like me
Yeah.
to be first in line at the team store.
Right.
Getting to your question, and I'm leading up to it to answer your question.
Mhm.
Afterwards, man, there was a lot of people that were there. A lot of people that
Mhm.
showed up to get the new gear, man.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I know from all of us here, for the Washington Boys, none of us are from the DMV. None of us are from Virginia. I'm
I'm from
located.
there, but I don't live there currently.
Yeah, I live in Indiana, so I'm not even able to go to the damn
Okay.
Commander store to go buy any gear. I got to go on the NFL shop. And I was looking at the NFL shop. I was looking at jerseys, man. They were having the jerseys going to get shipped out here May 16th.
Yeah.
They're making me wait damn 3 months to get jerseys, man. I was like, damn, might as well just fly out there. Jesus. But
Well,
so
the team store didn't have jerseys either, though.
oh, they didn't?
The team store didn't have jerseys. But go ahead.
No, but
Nah, man, no jerseys are rolled out just yet.
oh man, well on the website, did you see the ones on the website though? They look pretty cool on the website, jerseys on the website.
Oh, definitely. Well, see, what I'm saying is they had the jerseys on display, but if
Mhm.
you wanted to order a jersey, like everybody's got to wait, man.
Yeah, that is true. So now the next thing we're going to discuss, and this will all of us we're going to discuss basically some of our MVPs. Obviously, we all know how in the regular season there's MVPs, offensive, defensive, all that stuff. So we're going to kind of give that, but for Washington awards. So who would you guys say is our MVP? I'm going to have Chris go first, and then we'll just go through the order: Rally, Javen, and myself. How about that? Is that all cool with y'all?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, cool. So Chris, MVP of this season.
I feel like it's an easy pick. You gotta go with Jonathan Allen. He
Mhm.
held it down when Chase Young went down and he took up the main like speaker role, um doing the before the game huddles and everything like that. And he was just I feel like our best player on the field this year. So
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Allen had a phenomenal year for us. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So, Captain, who do you got at our MVP so far?
Well, I got to go back with I second that, but I also got to say McLaurin. I mean, he's always getting his man. No
Yeah.
matter what, Terry McLaurin got his man. Another 1,000-yard season. I mean, come on, man. That's incredible on offense. Defense, Jonathan Allen, hands down.
Right. So Javen, MVP for the Washington football team this year. What are we looking at?
I cannot agree with Chris. Jonathan Allen's numbers this year were crazy, and like he said, once Chase Young stepped down and got hurt, Jonathan Allen stepped up and took his role in the team and carried that defense, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we're all going to strike for going everybody here. I'm just going to go Jonathan Allen myself too. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he really led that run defense this year that was top 10 in the league this year, and he absolutely stopped almost, any guy that he wanted to, and with no ease. And I think that's, he played phenomenal. So next we're going to offensive player of the year. We're going to kind of just speed through these. Offensive player of the year, I'm going to say, honestly, you could say Terry or Gibson, but I'm going to actually give it to Gibson. Just because Gibson really did help us this year. We kind of had the workload on him a lot, though. I believe he had over 200 carries this season, and absolutely played phenomenal. Had to get, especially in that Tampa game too. One of that Taylor Heineke redemption game. He helped us a lot in that game, getting the first downs and getting that touchdown to seal the game for us. I think Gibson to me is the offensive player of the year for Washington, hands down. Obviously, Terry McLaurin and him are about even, but I'm gonna give it to Gibson this year. So Chris, who do you got?
That's all I gotta say. Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin. Okay. All right, Captain. Who we got for?
Well, I guess I let the rabbit out of the bag, but I said Terry McLaurin, and the thing about it is this: as you said, Gibson and McLaurin like this. However, I hate to put it on one player, but who lost the game for us against the Chargers?
Dude, it was Gibson, man. I know, but
yeah. Gibson. Almost killed him.
Yeah, this almost killed him, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He got it. He got his touches, which, hey, man, we all appreciate that. But the fact of the matter is, at this level, when you fumble the ball the way that he did, how he did it, and it cost you games, your stock drops just a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, it's an issue that he has to fix in the offseason, but it's not like he can't do it. He had one fumble his rookie year? Yeah, the one fumble his rookie year.
Playing the whole season though, he was injured a lot.
Yeah, true. He was playing through a lot of injuries this year too. So Javen, offensive rookie of the year, who do you got?
Terry McLaurin. I mean, I don't think there's really a debate on that.
Yeah, no, not. Now for defense player of the year, we all said Jonathan Allen, but that means we got to name somebody else now instead of Jonathan Allen. So for defense player of the year, Chris, who are you rolling with? Who was maybe the guy that was second behind Jonathan Allen?
I'm gonna go with Cameron Curl.
Cameron Curl,
distant player week in, week out.
Mr. Captain, who we got for Depoy for the Washington football team this year?
I hate to say ditto, but I mean, hey, that's how it is, man. Curl.
Yeah, man. Curl was a beast. Javen, who do you got?
I guess I have to agree with both of them. I can't really.
Joker Deuce. There it is.
Dude, but for me, it's between Cameron Curl and Montez Sweat before Montez Sweat went down and when Montez Sweat came back. For me, it's a little bit it's for both. Just because I think Montez Sweat was a really good contributor to our team this year too. But Cameron Curl, he keeps outperforming himself every year for where he was drafted coming in last year, playing phenomenal in a pass defense that was ranked number 1 in the NFL, number 2 in the NFL, my bad. And for having just being he was a 7th round draft pick out of Arkansas. And for to come into the league and doing what he's doing right now, I mean, the sky is limit for Cameron Curl. Easily, the sky's limit for him. So now,
linebacker Landon Collins too, not the safety, the linebacker.
Oh yeah, the linebacker Landon Collins. Yeah,
yeah.
Rivera, bro, if you ever watch this, bro, please don't put him in coverage ever again, dude.
No.
Please. All right, so now we're going to talk about the rookies too. Now, obviously, our first-round draft pick rookie Jamin Davis did not have the year that he wanted, but there have been a couple of guys who I will say impressed me, and I hated on them a lot. Chris will know. I think I hated on half of the draft picks that we had this year, and I was wrong about every single one of them. But we're going to start it off. So for our offensive draft, offensive rookie of the year, who do you guys got? I mean, I think it's a clear cut of who it is, but I want to just hear it from y'all.
I mean, he was injured a lot, but I definitely got to go Samuel Cosmi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cosmi.
The top tackles.
Yeah, Sam Cosmi really filled in that, Morgan Moses hole that we had when we caught him before the season began. And then Cosmi comes in. Yeah, he did play a lot injured, but you know what? There's always room for improvement when it comes to that, get a little bit more healthier in the offseason. But now defensive player, rookie of the year, I gotta give it to the man I hated on when we drafted him, Mr. Shaka Toney. I have to. I hated him so much, but I have to say Shaka Toney had a pretty impressive season when our D line was very wounded throughout the season. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like Shaka Toney a lot, but I would go. Oh, Benjamin St. Juice didn't play much after the concussions, but I feel like Benjamin St. Juice was better, the best defensive rookie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Chris, when we were talking, I remember at the beginning of the season, during the offseason, like when we were just sitting here last year, I think I was getting so mad that we drafted a defensive end again. I was like, we have too many defensive ends, man. And then this season, we just saw all, everyone just kind of fall apart. But yeah, no, Shaka Toney easily. So I'm kind of going to switch gears here. And obviously, I'm just going to get the cat out of the bag because obviously last year, everyone can sit here and say we had us winning the division this year. So, I mean, what would you say the key thing was of us not winning the division? What would you guys, what's I don't want to say the biggest blame, but who are you going to look at to say, hey, like what happened this year? You got to get it out of your head. We need to step up next year. Well, who do you think, who's the blame on that?
Can I go?
Yeah, sure. Okay. JV, you can
go. I think it was mostly on the defense, how we started out the year.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think you can start out 2-6. Now we almost came back and made the playoffs, but the pass defense this year was not what it looked like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The whole defense didn't look like it was 2 years ago, and we can all admit, all of us thought this defense was going to be very good this year. Looking at how it was 2 years ago, so I think if we really want to blame somebody, it would have to be the defense, and especially the pass defense.
Yeah, right. So, Mr. Cam, man, what do you think happened this year, man? What was it?
In all honesty, I feel that we got the big head by playing subpar teams. We played subpar teams, and we got the big head, and thought that basically, how many quarterbacks above 500 did we play last year? And because of that, like I said, we're going to do this. Well, those guys were healthy. Dak wasn't in last year. A lot of guys, I'm trying to think, my mind is skipping me right now, but the year before last, when Burrows went out, I mean, there were just so many guys who just weren't healthy that we played, and we made them pay for that, which it's the NFL. I get it. But to answer your question, I believe that if those players would have been healthy, the result probably would have been similar to this year.
Okay. All right, Chris, any other thoughts on?
My thing, I would be like, I really think us not winning the division was just a slow start all around. I mean, like Javen said, we came close towards the end, but it was still the fact that we put ourselves too far behind in the beginning. It was just a slow start all around, and especially the slow start from the defense. So yeah.
I honestly, when I look at the whole entire season in general, this is, I think, the first year in almost a couple of years, like in the last couple of years, I think I've sat through every single Washington game, and I've had to watch the Marquez Callaway Hail Mary catch that got me absolutely livid, and I've sat through all of it, and I gotta say it's on both sides, because you know what, there's a lot of games that we could have won. There was a lot of games that were winnable. The one game that I'm going to sit there and tell you was the Kansas City game. We scored 13 on them, and we held them to 10, and then we were just scoreless in the second half on a Kansas City defense that's, I think we can all agree, very mediocre. And another game too, the Saint game could have gone either way, really, but after that Hail Mary, I think that's when that just killed everyone's hope in the locker room. And I think it's just, missed opportunities. That's really what it came down to, was just a lot of opportunities that we could have had and that we didn't, succeed on. And you know what, that's kind of what we're going to look at into the offseason and be like, how can we, keep going and what we're going to do. So next thing is we're going to talk not so much, but we're just going to touch on it a little bit, is a lot of big rumors coming out. I think I see it once a day on Chris Talks Washington, or Commanders. Chris Talks Commanders' Instagram story is Russell Wilson rumors, the Russell Wilson rumors. Now, Mr. Captain, what do you think on this whole Russell Wilson rumors? How are we feeling about Mr. Wilson if potentially, not saying it's going to happen, if he were to come to Washington?
I take him, hands down. I take him. The question that I have is, are we willing to pay the money that it's going to take to get him,
Yeah.
or are we going to pay the money to get whoever? Let's just say even Deshaun Watson. I'm willing to take obviously Rodgers. Obviously, as I said, as we've mentioned, the other two guys. So the question is, are they going to spend the money? If they're going to spend the money and do it the right way, let's get them, man. Because I feel we're here.
Mhm.
I feel we're close.
Mhm.
I really do.
I think with our team this year is that what I really liked about it is we don't have, here's the thing, we don't have a lot of the big name talents on our offense. We don't, but we made it work. We have one guy on PFF that's ranked top 10, which is Brandon Sheriff at his position. Everybody else is not ranked anywhere amongst that top 10, but we still managed to have a top 10, top 5 line, Chris, right? I'm around.
Yeah.
Top 5, top 10 line. And we still managed to get these, positionary, no names, but it's just the schematic of it all. And they just all make it work. So we don't have to have the big name guys. And I think though, that if we want to succeed, we just need that one guy like a Russell Wilson, a Derek Carr, or anybody that's going to help us and that's going to lead us to the next, to the playoffs, maybe to the Super Bowl, back to the wonderful days of the 1991 season and all that stuff. But now let me ask you guys this, quarterback wise in the draft, is there anyone that's sparking your interest, or do you want to go trade for somebody?
To keep it real, at first I wanted to go with the draft, but I feel like think about it more. We need to go get a veteran right now and try to win it now, because Ron Rivera probably has one more year. He can't have another subpar year. His seat's gonna start to get hot. So we gotta go get somebody now. We gotta get into the playoff. And when I mean get into the playoffs, I don't mean no fluke playoff spot. I mean like a real winning season playoff spot. So quarterback wise, if we talking about drafting somebody, I feel like it would have to be somebody that's gonna sit behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I think though, if we're as rumored as I'm hearing right now to get a quarterback, honest to God, I would throw our first this year, a third, a fifth, somewhere around those parts just to get one of those guys. We have the cap room. We I believe have what the top, we're top 3, top 4 in cap room this year. We have the money. We just need to, I guess, kind of what's the word is how I can say this, try to get the pieces in the right places so we can do it. Like who would you guys be willing to trade away from the Washington football team to get one of these big name guys? Obviously we love everyone that's on the team, but if we had to give someone away to take that next step into playoffs, into the divisional, the championship, the Super Bowl, who's that guy that we're gonna have to give away?
We talking about players or just picks?
Well, they've already
players.
Go ahead.
But like one of the guys that's out there right now is, I love Daron Payne, but I gotta say one of the guys is Daron Payne. Daron Payne, we're not gonna be able to pay all of the alignment anyways. Yeah. One of them, somebody's gonna have to get away sooner or later. So you got to get something from them. And I feel like Daron Payne is one of the guys that could be out there. And maybe, I know Landon Collins played great and his contract is bad, but he would be another guy that I try. Yeah. That's like killing two birds with one stone. They would get money off the books and you could get.
Yeah,
Well, my thing is, if you're already talking about Sheriff being gone, then there's your offensive lineman, and Payne is your defensive lineman. Done deal. Bring up somebody else, wrap the deal up, and let's get it done.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys Rally? Are you on the let's keep Sheriff train, or are you on the let's trade him?
Well, what do they always say? What's the best ability? Availability. And he's been nicked up. I got nothing against him, but you said something a couple segments back about the whole top guy is Brandon Sheriff. He's the only number one guy, but is he the number one guy because of his name, or is he the number one guy because of what he does on the field? Because you see, once he was replaced, guys still were able to step in. I mean, that's one thing that I will applaud our offensive line coach and the mentality. We had depth for the first time. I saw true depth. Even though we were pulling guys from wherever they were pulling them from, we had depth. So when one guy did, we went out third string center.
Yeah, Ismail, I believe, and we had Roulier, Larson, and Ismail.
It was on
four. I think it was the fourth string. Yeah, I think it was our fourth string center. So when it comes down to it, the guys were able to step in and to say, well, you know what? Yeah, we know the big name Brandon Sheriff, and nobody wants to see him go. But if by chance the rumors are true that they offered him one of the largest contracts for offensive history, and he turned it down. So if that's true, then hey man, wrap up the deal. Like I said, him, Payne, somebody else, and let's get somebody in here.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, the thing is, if he, and the problem is too, and it's not like his backup is bad. Wes Schweitzer, Wes Schweitzer is not even that bad. He's pretty good, and I like Wes. Wes is a good, is a nice guy. He plays really well. And another guy that took a big step for us too was Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers was
Brandon Sheriff, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, he looked better than him this year. I mean, if we're gonna be real, we traded him to Miami, and then we traded back for him.
Yeah.
He had a phenomenal season, and then Charles Leno too, who played really good this year too. A lot of our guys played really well, and once we get Chase Roulaire back, oh my God, I mean, the O-line, I mean, our only bad spot's going to be where Brandon Sheriff was. Everybody else is going to be perfectly fine, and even without Sheriff,
that wouldn't even be a problem, to be honest. Brandon's spot.
Yeah, because we have Wes, and Wes is not even that bad either. Wes is pretty good himself too. So now I guess the last question, and this might be the hardest question, is what would you guys say was the game of the year? You're the game where you're sitting there and the adrenaline's running, you're mad, you're happy, you're sad. What was your favorite game this year? And I feel like I already know what Chris is gonna say.
I'm gonna let Javen go.
But I'm gonna have Javen go first. Javen, which one are you gonna say?
To me, I don't think it's really a question, is the Falcons versus Washington game. I mean, that came down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
You saw, and personally, I love JD McKissick. I think he was a great second running back and a really good passing running back, and he worked with Heineke really well. And that game came right down to the wire with 40 seconds left, and a play where I don't even think he was supposed to go out and catch the ball.
No, he threw it like crossbody, because I think it was just a little up to McKissick, and then Heineke rolled right. McKissick went over there. I mean, it was
as guy that he was gonna throw to.
Yeah, I literally, after that game, I just called him Air McKissick for the rest of this. On the TikTok I made, I called him Air McKissick because this man jumped from the 5 to the 1 like he was Heineke in the playoffs. Man, I was like, Jesus Christ! Everyone be taking leaping lessons from Heineke nowadays. Jeez.
No.
So, Mr. Capman, what do you think is your favorite game of the year this year for the Washington Commanders?
Probably the Raiders game. That was a good game for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, Brian Johnson, our third string kicker, coming in and kicking a 47-yarder.
We picked him up from like a practice squad.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was on like 3 teams before that. And the funny thing is too, and then like the second play after, man, I swear, I think I remember watching that game. The second after that happened, Derek Carr throws this bomb down the field, and Bobby McCain was tugging on him.
Should have been pass interference.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna get us that one, bro.
I was like, I think I said every word in the book after that play, and I was like, I saw nothing. My bad.
Yeah.
But my game. I love the Bucks one. The Bucks win was a good win. The Falcons.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm a big hater of the Giants. I hate the Giants, so we gotta go week 2. Washington versus Giants, the thriller on Thursday night. That was the best game.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, for me, it's between two. It's between week 2 when you know, Dustin Hopkins had a little thing in his eye and he accidentally missed it, so they gave him another chance. How polite of the, you know, referees to do that, you know. But I would have to say and during that game too, I went live for that game, and one of my favorite plays, you know, I guess one of my favorite drives of the season was the 2-play drive when Heineke snaps the ball. J.D. McKissick goes on that wheel route. McKissick catches it. It's a big thing. And then freaking, what's it called? Ricky Seals-Jones back in the end zone, Moss's 2 Giants players.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm wondering, I was just speechless. And you could tell the commentators were speechless because they didn't even know that Ricky Seals was even like that. And and my second favorite game probably had to be when we spoiled the homecoming of Cam Newton. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was so much when Deron Payne came up, you know, last second to sack Cam Newton to end the game. I mean, and Terry McLaurin went off that day. I mean, who was he guarding? Dante. He was being guarded by Dante Jackson, and Dante just looked like a baby to him. I mean, he just kept throwing it and he just kept catching it. It was beautiful. But those have to be 2 of my favorite games this year. I still go back and rewatch the Giants and Washington game because it's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And so I hope next year though we can make the hump to beat Dallas with Dak Prescott. I just want to beat him with Dak so bad, bro.
We have to.
Yeah.
A convincing win. A convincing win.
I'm telling you, once we get a solid quarterback, I think we can split with Dallas and go far in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. And we need to beat the Eagles, man. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. We were the contributors to the Mickey Mouse season that they had. I mean, they did not deserve to be there, and I think we all know that. And it's so funny to me. But another thing I was gonna say too, man, is that one of my other games too, that's one of my underrated ones, has to be when if we would have came back and beaten Dallas in that final seconds when if DeAndre Carter just would have caught it, man.
Like, you just gotta break down and think about how close we really were to coming back and winning that one. I mean, the mixed extra point on the drive, the top, I think the pick 6 where we missed the extra point. If we would have made that extra point, it would have been 6. And then DeAndre Carter catches the ball. We're in position to score. We score a touchdown. We just gotta make another extra point in a touchdown. We would have won that game. So.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that game was. I can blame Carter for that, but at the same time, you got to blame him, and then you got to throw that game on Allen too.
You just got. I just remember that. I remember turning off the TV and then getting like a notification that Hope caught a pick 6, and then turning it and trying to rush to turn it back on.
It was so funny. I remember I went to this. I went to this this thing in Chicago when the day that the game was happening. I remember I had turned my phone off and we were losing 20-0. I was like, yeah, this is over. So I turned my phone back on, and I remember I was like, guys, I turned my phone off in this little group chat we have. I was like, guys, I turned my phone off. Like, what happened? And they were like, we just came back. We're down by this much. Oh my God. And they're like, Nico, turn off your fucking phone, man. So I shut my phone off again and I turn it back on. 20 seconds later, I see DeAndre Carter almost seals the game for Washington. Washington loses close one, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I was so sad. And then, 2 weeks later, what happened on Monday night happened on Monday night.
I got one more quick question for you guys.
What's up?
What do you guys think about the new jerseys?
Yeah,
everything but the black one.
I feel like the white. My only problem is the white one. They gotta include more burgundy, like the burgundy numbers instead of red.
Yeah, true. I gotta agree with that. And the black ones, I don't like. The black ones just gave me Pittsburgh Steeler vibes for some weird reason. I had Pittsburgh Steeler vibes with the jersey.
No matter what.
I think all 3 are fire myself, man.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. The white does need to have a little bit more burgundy in it. But and Jason Wright said that, hey, look, you know what? We will tweak some things. So we'll see how soon that does happen.
Yeah.
True.
I love the jerseys. I like the black ones a lot. I'm a little off about the W right in the middle of the black helmet, right in the front.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think they look pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
So-
guys, I wish we could talk more, but we do have to end this episode today, man. But I want to thank Mr. Captain for coming out, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man. You You gotta keep going and keep slandering them Cowboys, man. I saw that video on the TikTok. You just gotta keep on going to them Cowboy games, just slandering. Don't matter if it's 70-0. Just still go
Gotta
there and
still give them the business, baby. That's
Yeah,
what I
man.
do.
And it's so funny because the Cowboy fans, they're so easy to piss off. They're just so easy to piss for having the 5 rings. It's just so easy to make them mad because you got to turn on a VHS tape to watch their last Super Bowl. But that's enough said because we have to do the same for ours. But I want to thank Rally for coming out. I want to thank Javen and Chris for coming out. We're gonna have the new episode for Washington Boys next week. We're gonna talk about free agency and all this. And I'll leave Captain Rally Captain stuff down below. I'll leave all the information, the Instagram, the TikTok, all your stuff so people can go check you out. I want to thank everyone for watching and have a good day. Peace out.
Hey, thank you for having me. Don't forget, rep it hard, but
Yes,
don't
sir.
rep it at all.
Yes, sir.